name is Gregorius Purba Nagara. I am from Indonesia. I am Xaverian Missionaries.
I am Isidore Kawaya Idumbo, a Xaverian missionary from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I love my vocation as a Xaverian missionary because I feel the wonderful grace that drives my desire to serve Him. If I look at my motivation to be a missionary, there have been a lot of events that purify my motivation to follow Him in this way.
It is all about vocation, which I can understand as my deepest desire that awakened me to contemplate priesthood as the most appropriate way for me to love and serve God in my life.
In the beginning, I wanted to be a priest because I didn't want to get married. It was so complicated. I said it to my parents when I was a kid, and they told me if I wanted to be a priest. And my answer was, maybe.
This desire to become a priest was triggered by an event in my life. Indeed, my parish, due to security reasons, remained without priests for 2 decades. And I remember it was during the 10th year that a visitor priest passed by, and so many people received different sacraments. On that occasion, I received the sacrament of confession, communion, and confirmation. I was not only happy, but also I experienced a kind of provocation. I felt within me as if a voice was telling me to share the same joy of God's grace with other people by becoming a priest.
And then, from that point onward, I decided to enter the seminary. It was challenging. Tears, love, cry, and joyful moments mixed up together in my journey.
For a few years, I was a member of a parochial group of young people who were seeking to discern their vocation through the help of a priest in charge of vocation animation.
At the time when I was reading the book of the saints, I was inspired by the story of the missionaries who travel around the world for proclamation of the gospel. Then, I decided to enter Xaverian Missionaries.
The choice of the Xaverian Missionary Institute was providential. I didn't face too many doubts within me before I decided to apply for my admission. The little information I knew about the Xaverian missionaries at that time was that they are priests and missionaries. Concretely, I felt another connection full of memories about the Xaverian missionaries. They were the last priests I knew in my parish, and all were foreigners. Moreover, it was one of them who baptized me a few years before they left, and so the parish remained without priest for 20 years.
What makes me offer my life in this vocation and make my final vows? I feel the joy and love of God in my life much more than any other kind of call. To be honest, I was about to choose another call, for example, marriage life, for the one I love, and yet my heart's desire was not full of joy when I look at that vocation. I feel more joy in this life. The Xaverian Missionaries family is the best grace and place where I feel His love more intensely.
Now that I am about to engage my life in religious life through the final profession of vows as a Xaverian missionary, I am happy and I am inclined to believe that the deepest desire of mine to love and serve God is incarnate in the charism of the Xaverian family. For me, loving God and serving Him is to be experienced in my life as a Xaverian missionary.
I might say abstract thinking about my vocation because it is more about faith and feeling. But each of us has feeling towards something, right? And I want all of you who watch this video also can feel God's presence and God's love. You can live your life fully in whatever choice you want, but remember that God is calling you to be with Him.
I invite you also, dear brothers and sisters, especially you young people, if you experience God's love and the desire to love and serve Him, please be open. Generously start the process of seeking God's will in your life through the facilitation you might have around.
One of the ways that I want you to consider is consecrated life. I have experienced His love in this life, and I want to challenge you, why not offer yourself to a consecrated way of life that might help you to love God and love everyone in your life.
God loves us, His children, and wants us to love and serve Him by loving and serving our brothers and sisters. And I tell you, becoming a Xaverian missionary, lay, priest, sister, or a brother is a way to do so.
Consider it, feel it, live it, and why not offer your life to God in consecrated life?